All right, I think we're rolling. Uh, Welcome into the Film Room Reviews, episode one, pilot episode. I'm Ralph Groot, host, and co-host with me is Brandon Stone. I'm not sure how you want to introduce yourself, but you can do so if you like.
Well, I'm Brandon Stone, the co host of the show.
Cool deal. Welcome along. I guess we'll start off with a little bit about ourselves. Uh, let's see here. Well, let's say about 2008 to 2009, I graduated high school and started MCC and all of that. And at that time, radio was pretty boring. Wasn't much going on. Uh, and I know growing up and as a kid, I would go into school and stuff. I would listen to Kid Craddock on the Dallas station, and that was about all that was going on in town at the time. That was decent. Um, and then around 2010, I won't mention the company's name because of strenuous relationship. But there was a couple of new stations that came to town. One on 106.7 and 107.9, and they were different than what Waco had before. They had like live DJs and stuff like that. So that kind of intrigued me. Starting at college, I was like, well, maybe I could do that or get into that one day or whatever. So that kind of motivated me through school. And like I said, they had actual live DJs and stuff. Met a bunch of them and became friends with a few of them. 1067 started out as adult hits or whatever you want to call that. And then they shifted to country with Kicks 106, and then they went to the Bull, which has returned recently. Then they went into classic rock about 8 years ago. They've been staying steady with that format. And then Power 108 was, they went all over the place. They started with a little bit of hip hop at the beginning. Then they shifted to more mainstream top 40. Kind of stayed in that lane for a while. But they had some good overnight DJs and, people that came through town and stuff. And it seems that I don't want to say poorly managed, but a lot of the talent that was there, uh, things did not always end well. I can attribute to that on my end. Uh, didn't go great at the end. No hard feelings or anything. Just we had different uh, you know ideas and stuff like that. So, but yeah. So that's how 108 started, and then they recently shifted to classic rock on the Bull 1079 now, which has got a good flavor of your classic country and some of the newer stuff out there. Kind of a good blend. Um, and then we're operating here as Groot Media Texas, and the reason we are or I formed it as Groot is because one day I was leaving a voicemail and I just like I am Ralph, and my dad's like, hey, you sound like that character from Guardian of the Galaxy, Groot or whatever. I am Groot or whatever. And I'm like, I'll go with that. I'll go with that as a brand. Uh, go with that. I had a buddy of mine that years ago he proclaimed me Radio Ralph because he said I was like a radio rain man because I knew about all the DJs and music in town that was going on and everything. So I've been Radio Ralph for a while, and that's my secondary right now. But Ralph Root is kind of where I lead on right now. and that's about me. And I do want to point out that this is live on Facebook currently, but it will end up on YouTube at some point somewhere. Uh, and we'll push that YouTube and promote that YouTube channel as we go because YouTube is where everybody seems to want to be today or want to be. So eventually we're gonna end up getting live on YouTube and all of that. But right now we're just gonna do it this way and upload it to YouTube later, and we will just do it that way for right now and grow as we grow. The more we grow on YouTube, the better. So that'll be how we end up turning this thing into a little business podcast studio, etc. And with that, I'll turn things over to Brandon and let him have the floor.
All right. Well, I'm Brandon Stone. You can call my nickname is I go by Bubbles a lot. So and
That's cool.
but let's see, I graduated 2008. As soon as I graduated, I went to college, MCC, for a little bit, for about 2 years, and then I kind of dropped out. And then I think I would. Then I waited about 10 more years. Then I waited 10 years, and then I ended up going back to MCC, finishing up my associate's degree in general studies. And then because I think it was I want to say it was my dad that kind of said, you need to go to school to be a sportscaster. So I was like, yeah, you know what, I need to do that. So I went back to finish my degree and my associate's degree, and now I'm at Texas Tech, Texas Tech Waco, taking online classes through Texas Tech, doing and I'm doing digital media and professional communications in hopes of being a sportscaster when I graduate.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Trying to think here. Now we got our intros out of the way, and I'm sure all that's gonna work out for you. You have a good head on your shoulders, and you seem motivated. So, very good
Yes,
job.
sir.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you have the floor again. Anything you want to hop into or get into today, or go on?
Hmm. Not really. No, can't think of anything right now. So
Okay. All right. I thought maybe we could maybe yeah, I'm kind of new at all this, so give me bear with me as I you know get more accustomed to. I've always been
right,
in the background. I've always been in the background. Uh, I produced a podcast for many years. Uh, I was on there occasionally, but it's a whole lot different when you're a one man show and you got everything, all the
right,
producing, and hosting everything on your own end. Because it was easy to like say, hey, uh, dudes, I got everything set up for you. Go, go do it. You know, now I'm setting everything up and I'm having to do it. So it's a
right,
little bit of a different world, more complicated world. Um, Especially back then when I was doing the podcasting about 10 years ago. Streaming wasn't really a thing yet. It was
mm,
mostly just like audio and drop files and all of that. So, so now I've probably got to find me a cough button or something somewhere. but uh, but yeah. So like I said, all this is gonna end up on YouTube at some point. I just gotta download it and get it on there. Uh, Gotta market it, promote it, hopefully get some sales and stuff. But I was thinking we could probably like, since there's an NFL game tomorrow. Uh,
oh yeah, there
Hall of
is.
Fame.
I think it's the Browns and the no, not the Browns, but Detroit, the Lions and the Chargers.
Yeah, yeah, I got the Hall of Fame going on.
Right,
And then after that, the real season gets going. All the teams get going the week after. So
exactly.
that'll be interesting. Gearing up for the actual season.
Yeah, the
Um,
season starts on my birthday this year.
Oh, really? Cool deal.
Yep.
Yeah,
My
and you
team
get a
play.
cowboy
My
game
team
on.
plays. My team plays on my birthday. They're gonna get a win on my birthday.
Yes, yes. Cowboys fan Brandon here. Very cool. A
Yeah.
very cool, very good, very cool little gift on your birthday there. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
funny that yeah, it was funny because the Super Bowl this past year fell on my birthday, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, the game wasn't all that great, but you know it was all right. Uh,
Right.
the team I wanted to win actually won, so I'm not necessarily an Eagles fan, but I was just tired of the same team every year, so I just wanted something a little different. Uh, hopefully, Josh Allen will get there one of these years if he can ever get past Mahomes. That would be pretty cool because I think he's deserving of it. But I thought
Exactly. That's
today we
one of.
could. Go ahead.
I said exactly. That's what we need. Josh Allen to get in the Super Bowl. Get Buffalo in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, they just gave him a big old contract this year, so uh, I guess they're planning to keep him around for a while, and as long as they can keep him healthy, you know.
Exactly. Just keep them healthy, and they got a shot.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I want my Baltimore getting in there. Just some fresh blood getting in there instead of Chiefs every year. You know,
Exactly. And
I don't mean to hate on the Chiefs or anything. Mahomes is great, one of the greatest quarterbacks, but it was just like a few years ago, Golden State Warriors in basketball. It was like Golden State for like 5 years, I think. And I was like, okay, this is getting a little played out. You
right. Can't have
know,
them in there every single year.
yeah, yeah, I guess a little old.
Just
Um,
like the Cowboys, you can't have them in there every single year.
Yeah, even though people want to say it's rigged, NFL's rigged because they want the Chiefs every year, but
Right.
then they if they were doing that, then they would probably want the Cowboys to be there at some point, and they haven't
Exactly.
been. So yeah,
Exactly.
and we'll get more into our as we continue to do the shows, we'll get more into our fandom and who we like and support and all of that, but yeah, the more we get to know each other, the more y'all get to know us. Yeah, that'd be we'll get there. We'll get there. Baby steps, baby steps. But yeah, I thought today we could like go like do half the league and see who we think is gonna be like a contender for at least the AFC championship or NFC championship, and then maybe make a Super Bowl run.
Hey,
So
I'll
how
be
we
right.
doing?
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, Ralph.
Okay, cool deal. So yeah, uh, I'm just doing audio only right now. Uh, until I get more established as far as equipment and all of that. So we will we'll grow. We'll grow this thing. We're just starting out and getting our footing. So as I was telling Brandon, I thought we could go through the half of the league right now and see who's going to be the contenders and all of that. So uh, uh, yeah. So again, I'm Ralph Groot. You can follow our YouTube channel, Group Media Texas, GROOTMEDIATEXAS. That's on YouTube. That would really help us out. We grow those numbers and we can start doing some fun stuff. So yeah, again, I've always been a production guy. I've always been in the background, but now I'm hosting and stuff, and so it's a little bit different. But uh, let's go ahead and start. I'll go ahead and start it off. We'll start with we're going to do half the league today. There's 32 teams, so let's do the Atlanta Falcons. Uh, their quarterback situation is kind of unknown right now. I mean, Penix is kind of the guy, but he might not be because he could step in at any time, or he could go to another team. So I have them as a pretender, not a contender to compete for a Super Bowl. And so Uh, yeah, they're not a they're a pretender in my category. Back Cordell.
Back in it.
All right. Yeah, I was just going through who I like just starting out with the contender, pretender, and all that for the Super Bowl and all of that. So, um, I was telling everybody how they can follow us on YouTube and stuff like that. And for right now, I'm doing audio only until I can get more technology figured out. And I'm adding video to a podcast is a bit more challenging than I anticipated. So, but
Right.
I'll get there. Yeah, I'll get
Right.
there. And
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, probably as we get closer to football season, at the actual start, things will start gearing up, and I'll be fully prepared and all of that. So, but
Right.
I was just talking about the Atlanta Falcons, talking about how I have them as a pretender uh, because of their unknown quarterback situation. We kind of know Penix is a guy, but Cousins could step in at any time if Penix struggles or something. It's just a weird dynamic there. So
Right.
yeah, I got them as a pretender.
So like
I don't know.
I know I see New Orleans not going anywhere. New Orleans probably won't go anywhere.
Yeah, uh, yeah. We'll have, let's say, New Orleans. We'll have them as a pretender because their quarterback retired on them like mid off season or whatever. So,
Right.
but really, the NFC South, uh, Tampa, they've won it 4 years in a row. I don't see any reason why that would change. Why it wouldn't be a fifth year in a
Exactly.
row.
Not because I don't. That's what I see that too. I exactly see that with Carolina or with Tampa Bay winning it for the 5th year in a row.
Yeah, especially since Carolina, Bryce Young, we still don't really know how far he can grow and lead them and all of that. New Orleans is a mess, and then the only real contender is the only threat to Tampa is Atlanta. And if Tampa stays healthy and doesn't get in their own way, then it should be their division to take. Uh,
Exactly.
but Arizona Cardinals, they're a pretender because I don't know, their roster's not very good.
And Kyler, we don't
And
know. And Kyler, he's hurt every other week, every other year.
yeah, he's hurt every year, and then coach is still relatively new again, and so yeah, they're a pretender. Let's see. Where else do we want to go? We want to stay. Oh no, we'll just stay in the NFC because we started at Atlanta. We did Atlanta, we did Arizona, we did New Orleans, we did Carolina, and Tampa. We did the whole South. So let's just stay with the NFC for today. We'll do AFC next time. Uh,
Seahawks are probably a pretender.
yeah, I would say so. Uh, because they really didn't. Basically, they didn't really upgrade much from Geno Smith to Sam Darnold. They basically paid Sam Darnold what they were going to pay Geno Smith, and it wasn't good enough for Geno Smith. Uh, and then they lost Metcalf to Pittsburgh.
So
They do have Cooper Cup, which is he's kind of on the back end of his career, but yeah, that might be a wild card team, but any further than that, I wouldn't expect much.
shoot, the Rams, I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be in the mix, but they'll probably be a wild card team most likely.
Yeah, I'll say pretender. Uh, Stafford, he's had neck injuries and back injuries, and they got Devontae Adams, and if Puka stays healthy, that's a pretty good duo as far as receivers go. And then they always got a decent running game, decent defense. So yeah, they're up there, but I'll just say pretender for right now, because just because Stafford, he's hot and cold, hot and cold. You don't know, you never know. So, but
Then
they
I
could
think
surprise us.
then the Niners, they're probably gonna most likely win that West Division, most likely NFC West Division. You still got
Yeah,
Brock Purdy, and then you still have George Kittle in there.
yeah, yeah. I guess we can. as a show, we can throw them as a contender, just because of their history. Uh,
it just depends on how, and it just depends if the only loss that they're going to have is Debo Samuel.
yeah, yeah, you got our youth, and then you got that. I think Pierce guy. He's pretty decent. You always got George Kittle. They just gave him a big contract. So, and then you got McCaffrey and many running backs that could fill his shoes because you know he's going to miss probably some time here and there. But they lost a lot on defense, but I think they can replace a lot of it. And then
They
they got
can't.
Robert. Yeah, they got Robert Saleh back, so he runs a pretty good scheme for them.
Then you can look at the North. Your pretenders probably are your pretenders are probably going to be the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
They're definitely a pretender because we just don't
Yeah.
know how Caleb Williams is going to look.
Yeah, and it's just a hope as far as from the top of the way the teams run from the top to the bottom has been a mess, and it's kind of hard for a first year head coach to go in there and do a lot. So I'd say maybe their second year they could be a contender, but we
Not
got to
this
see on
year.
it. Yeah, we got to see it on the field first before we can buy into it.
But then you look at then you go to Minnesota. Maybe I think they might be a contender.
Yeah, I think anytime you have just Justin Jefferson, you're a contender. And
The
then
only unknown is going to be there's going to be JJ McCarthy.
yeah, yeah, but I think their benefit is they've had the same coach for a while, O'Connell, so he kind of runs a smooth operation there, and he did a lot with Sam Darnold that people didn't think would leave it possible. So yeah, McCarthy's the wild card in that one, but he's got a good roster around him. They always have a solid defense. Yeah, so I think they'd be. I think the entire NFC North is a contender except Chicago. So like Minnesota's a contender, Green Bay, and
Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah,
The
Detroit.
only the only thing you
Detroit's
don't the only wild card with Detroit is gonna probably gonna be
golf maybe.
yeah the only no not really golf. I would think it'd be the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator being gone because they lost both of their coordinators. They lost Ben Johnson and then they lost Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, yeah. You lost your. It's kind of like that year Philadelphia lost their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. They
Defensive coordinator.
yeah, they missed the playoffs. I think that year. So
Then we go to the best division in football, and then the NFC. You go to the NFC East. The Giants are going to
yeah,
be a pretender,
yeah, they're a pretender.
and then I
Um,
think it'll probably be probably third place will probably most likely be my beloved Cowboys. I
that's
think they're going to be a
possibilities.
contender, but they're not. But it depends on if Prescott stays healthy or not.
Yeah,
But the thing is, now you got two good receivers there. You got two good receivers in Dallas. You got Lamb and Pickens in Dallas.
yeah, yeah. So the offense is definitely the high. It's definitely the
Which one?
strong point.
Who's going to cry first?
Yeah, I'll definitely give that one to Pickens. I think
Who's
you can bet on that easy. I think he'll be on good behavior, but as soon as they win a game when he gets like two catches, he's gonna be like, "Why do you get the ball?" You know, or even if they have a bad
the
loss,
point?
well, we'd have won if we got me the ball. Or he may even stare Dak down or throw a tantrum at Dak on the sideline. That wouldn't surprise me because he's done it to Russell Wilson before. So and then Lamb
Exactly.
and
That's the only
Dak
unknown with
hasn't
that.
always. Yeah, Lamb and Dak hasn't always been on the same page either because they've had their issues. But
Exactly. And
yeah,
then on the
I say
defense,
Cowboy. Cowboys are a contender based on their offense. Defense is still a little bit of a question mark. Uh,
I
just
mean,
because of
the
their
big debate in Dallas is paying Micah Parsons.
yeah. I always think it's funny how Jerry Jones pays. He'll pay like a less important player first, like he paid Ferguson, but he not paying Michael. Like, yeah, I can pay you, but you gotta play. You gotta play the game, you know.
Exactly.
So
That's your most important defensive player. You need to pay him as soon as you can, as soon as possible.
yeah, yeah, I would say uh, most teams would play. Well, most teams would pay him. I mean, every team would pay him. I wasn't big on Micah going into the off season. I would have personally traded him. You could have got two or three number one picks. Saved you a lot of room. Cat, you could have done a whole lot. But because to me, like he's strong in September, October, November, December, he starts fading. He doesn't make enough impact to win the games at the end. But he is talented enough to get paid, so I'm sure to get done. But
Me
yeah,
too. That's what I'm thinking.
Cowboys are a contender based on offense. Uh, Philadelphia, I think they're the strong candidate to win it. Even though there hasn't been a same division winner, I think in like 20 something years or something like that. But
Right.
I do think Washington's going to take a step back. That's because it always happens typically with a quarterback that's a young, that's a rookie. That second year they always kind of have a stumble, a slump. And then they got to get their guy McLaurin, Scary Terry. They got to get him paid because he's been a good weapon for them for years. Uh, and he never had a quarterback to throw him the ball, so he finally got him somebody. They got to pay that guy.
Exactly. They got to. They got to pay McLaurin.
Yeah,
I know there was talks that he wanted to come to that he wanted to be traded, and then they're like, "Oh, he should come to Dallas." Like, no, please don't bring him to Dallas because we already got two good receivers already. We don't need a third. We got to, and we still got to pay Micah.
yeah, yeah. There's not enough now. There's not enough
Not enough
pie
money
to
to
go
go
around.
around.
Not enough pie to go around, as Jerry would say.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
but I think that number two spot between Washington and Dallas could be up for grabs. Uh, it just depends on, like I said, Dak's health and how Jaden Daniels performs the second year. Uh, like I said, Dallas they have a really tough schedule to begin with. Uh, I think if they can make it to the bye week at 500 or a little better than 500, they're in good shape. But as long as they can compete in the NFC and stay competitive, I think they'll be okay. So yeah, I think they'll. So I think we have competitors for Philadelphia, Washington, and Dallas, depending on who gets that second spot. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, so I think that's a
And
wrap on that one.
there's seven teams that make the playoffs. So I'm
Yep,
pretty sure if either one, it'll be between the NFC East. The last playoff spot will be between Dallas and Washington, most likely.
yep. And the NFL probably would like to have that as a end
Last
of the
game,
season. Yeah,
yeah, week
end of the
7, week
season.
18, week
Yeah,
18 game.
yeah, yeah. They'll flex it in the prime time or something like that. So
Oh yeah, I could see that one happen if that's how it turns out.
yeah, they always get the Cowboys in prime time. Uh, Even if they're not always deserving, but
Yeah,
they get the ratings. They get the ratings. So
that's what the battle when that happened when the Cowboys make the Super Bowl, that'll be the highest rated Super Bowl in history again.
yeah, that would be great. I mean, I don't know if Jerry will be around for it, but you never know.
Exactly. I don't see Jerry being around for it.
I
If
mean,
he'd give up
it,
control, then we might make it. But
yeah,
until then, I doubt we make it.
that's true. That's true. Well, let's put a wrap on this one. I don't know. How do you think it went? I don't know. I'm. I think it went pretty good.
I think it went good.
Yeah, I think it went good for kind of experimenting with. I mean, we're gonna be experimenting basically from now until we I would say we started like officially, but it's kind
Uh-huh.
of like a soft. It's kind of like a soft launch.
Right.
We didn't really market. We didn't really promote. Uh, Behind the scenes a little bit. We've been working at this for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
uh, Trying to get everything in order and make this as smooth as possible and make it high quality. Uh, and so this is only the beginning. Uh, More investment, more technology that we could throw into it, we will. And yeah, I mean, I hope to have multiple shows at some point. I'm working on that, but at first, I want to establish this show, make this show priority. This is the top priority for the show,
Right.
or so. I'm putting all my time and effort into this right now, and going forward, and hopefully, at some point, if we grow enough, which I anticipate we can and we will, we can do some stuff uh live, remote, like
Exactly.
on location somewhere. You never know. So
Right.
the sky is the limit for this thing. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, I've got all the bells and whistles at my disposal. I think that's how you say that. I don't
I think so.
know. But I just gotta learn how to make all the bells and whistles work. Um, for the time being, we're just gonna start out. Like I said, I don't think you were here when I was saying that right now I'm doing audio only until I can get comfortable enough to use everything that I have.
Right.
Um, Probably once football season gets kicked off into full gear, uh, then we'll introduce more camera angles, more cameras, and more studio stuff, fun stuff that will make just only improve the broadcast. And we're gonna do a little bit of everything on this show. We're gonna do, of course, football and NFL and maybe some high school stuff, Baylor stuff, college. It's called Film Room Reviews because I used to, when I was doing the podcast back in the day, I would do something called Rouse Reviews, and that was pretty popular. And I figured like athletes and stuff, they actually go watch film, or they used to. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if they watch now, but so film room. That's where that came from. And then I thought maybe we could, you know, dive into some entertainment topics from time to time and review that kind of stuff. Maybe a movie or something, every now and then or something. You never know.
Yep.
Poss-
Exactly.
poss- yeah, possibilities are endless. This is our first go at it. It's not perfect yet. It's not the way I want it to be at this time or in the future, but we'll get there. Do you have anything on social media or anything going on that you want to plug? Okay, well, I'll just plug me for right now. YouTube again, Groot Media Texas on YouTube. Give us a subscribe and a like. That'll really help us out. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm at Ralph Groot. Just search there. You can search Groot Media Texas on Facebook, and that's where I'm at on socials. And again, this will get uploaded to YouTube, and you can share it out later. And so yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Uh, See if Brandon will hop back on before we wrap up. It gives you about a minute or two. Again, this is brand new. Uh, Plan on having guests in the future. Uh, Going some stuff. Hey, I was just wrapping it up. Saying about we're gonna hopefully have some maybe
Okay.
some
There
guests
I
join us.
am. My bad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, good. Yeah, I'll just wrap it up. Saying maybe we'll have some guests come on in the future. Um, Once I get all this settled in, and I was promoting the YouTube and where they can find me on social media. And I was like, "Do you have anything on social media or anything you want to plug before we head
Mm,
out?"
I have my Facebook, and then I have my Instagram. My Facebook is my name, and then my Instagram is Jeff Gordon Fan 08.
Awesome, awesome. Again, I'll add video on my end at some point. Give me maybe another show or two, and get all that working. And like I said, this will be on YouTube probably the next day, and we can share it out later on or whatever. So,
Alrighty.
for the first installment of Film Room Reviews, I am Ralph Groot.
And I'm Brandon Stone.
All right, until next time, we'll catch you again.
All right.
All right.